Hello Brawlers, how are you today? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Are you ready for the beta testing to commence? I cannot wait for the surprises the team has been working on. And here, for those of you who don't know, and if this is your first video, I recommend you to check out our YouTube channel. I am your game host manager, and today I'm gonna introduce to you another epic character that you will be able to choose in our beta testing phase. Isn't that exciting? Anyhow, without further ado, Brawlers, I introduce to you the infamous Bloody Mary. History remembers the English queen as a murderous monster. However, the story of Mary I is far more nuanced. And yes, you heard that right. Mary I was the Queen of England. And being the first woman to rule England, she did not simply inherit the throne. No, she seized it with unprecedented ambition from those who tried to thwart her. Really brave, really interesting. I had no idea. And now, keep watching to learn the full story. Historian Sarah Gristwood describes Mary I's ascension as a staggeringly bold action with little to no success. However, Mary, August 3rd, 1553, rode into London to widespread acclaim. Now, centuries later, the Tudor Queen is remembered as one of the most reviled figures in English history. This is a story of an underdog, a heroic underdog, who then became a monarch who was then mythologized into a violent despot. However, she was no bloodier than her father, Henry VIII, and other English monarchs. But still, she was remembered like this. This is a tale of sexism, shifting national identity, and good old-fashioned propaganda, which all coalesce to create the image of this tyrant, which remains unchecked today. Born on February 18, 1516, Mary Tudor was the daughter of Henry VIII, King of England, and his first wife, the Spanish princess Catherine of Aragon. Now, Mary was not the long-awaited son they had hoped for. Remember, in those times, they wanted to have a son to have an heir. However, Mary at least had some nice infancy years where she grew up as a beloved princess. At least until her teenage years. Brawlers, let me tell you, her teenage years were chaotic, and this was mostly due to the frequent remarriages of her father, which threatened her ability and just right to be able to claim the throne and even her own survival. She was declared illegitimate. She was downgraded from the title of princess to lady, and she was even separated from her mother. All these tough things led Mary to refuse to accept the validity of her parents' divorce, and also to accept and recognize his father's status as the head of the Church of England. She was not easy to handle. She wanted things that she knew she deserved. Anyhow, Henry's constant search for a male heir led him to split from the Roman Catholic Church. And Mary's faith then ended up putting her at odds with the Protestant Church of England. Yes, it was not until 1536 when Henry VIII married Jane Seymour. How many wives? I don't even want to get to. There's a lot of history in there that you can find out more. But what I want to say, and the point is that in 1536, she finally agreed to his father's terms. What a crazy life story, and living it must have been insane, I can imagine. Welcomed back to court, she survived Henry and 3 more stepmothers, only to see her younger half-brother Edward VI take the throne as a Protestant reformer who took a hateful stance against her fervent Catholicism. Now, 6 years later, when Edward died, he did this to subvert his father's wishes, he gave the crown to his cousin, Lady Jane Grey, instead of giving it to those who had the right to succession, which in this case were Mary I and their step-sister. Guess who? Elizabeth. You've probably heard of her as well if you know your English history. Anyhow, still, they were robbed of their right to succession to the throne. Though Mary could have sought refuge with other family members across Europe, she chose to remain in England and fight for what was rightfully hers. So she ended up writing to the Privy Council a statement with her right to the throne, which was copied and sent across many towns in an attempt to gain support. Really brave and determined. Now, she ended up fighting against the armies of her antagonists, and with time, she gained the support of nobles across the whole country. And more fighting, more determination and time, and she was able to claim what was rightfully hers. She had the throne, she had the crown. During her 5-year reign, Mary I had to face the manifold challenges that came associated with being the first Queen of England to wear the crown in her own right and not because she was the wife of a king. Pretty cool, Mary I. Now, she prioritized religion so much so that she did a lot of reforms and restrictions to be able to regain the ascendancy of the Catholic Church in England. Now, she also did a very controversial act because of this, which was that she burned 280 Protestants at stakes as heretics. Yes, that is one of the things that happened which led her to be remembered as Bloody Mary. Wow there, I was not expecting that. And I understand why she has the title Bloody Mary. However, we do have to note that other English monarchs were as bloody, if not bloodier. And somehow she's still the one who has this title Bloody Mary. There's something to think about. Anyhow, it was not good what she did, nor right to do that. Let's continue on with the story. Now, Mary I also set precedents and laid the groundwork for financial reforms, exploration and navigation, and other expansions that ended up becoming initiatives that her much later successor, Elizabeth I, would continue to work on. Now, many do say that Mary I failed to fulfill one of the most important tasks, arguably, of a monarch, which is to produce an heir. When she died at the age of 42 in 1558, it was due to either uterine cancer, ovarian cysts, or influenza. She had not produced an heir, and Elizabeth I raised to the throne. Wow, Brawlers, what an intense life story, and I can't imagine all the details that we could keep on sharing. I would go check out history books and learn more because this is a really cool character. But now the question is, will she be as brave and ruthless in the Eternal Brawl game? Let's check out her skills. The demon Bloody Mary has a comprehensive ability score of 77, much higher than most in the pool of characters of the demons. Now she has an attack mode of 77 and a defense mode of 60, with an explosive force of 60 and a control level of 80. Pretty high as well. Now I get how she controlled the people of England back then. Anyhow, unlike most characters who have an average support rating of 30, Bloody Mary has a support rating of 40. A demon that will bring you victory with no doubt. So, Brawlers, what did you think of Bloody Mary? What do you like the most of her? Or what do you like the least of her? Or what new facts about her life can you share with me? Tell me on our Telegram and Discord channels. Now remember, Brawlers, that you can check out these characters in the Eternal Brawl website, eternalbrawl.io. And I will keep sharing amazing live stories of all our heroes, so make sure you're in tune. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the videos, and follow us on Twitter, Telegram, Instagram, and Discord so you can know everything that is happening with the Space Guild Metaverse. And without further ado, stay cool, Brawlers!